Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kristen Show. Ah! Okay, we're going to work on the backside of assignment 1 now. I'm going to start on number 5. So it looks like this. It said assignment 1. I dropped it. It said assignment 1 on top. So see like this. The assignment 1. 1. 1. Okay, but we're starting with number 5. So a lot of people got confused on this, and I just want to make sure we got it. Alright, so number 5, you got an angle that looks like this. And it was labeled Y, Z, X. Okay, and there's also a little 1 here. Now this little 1 here is just saying that you could also call this angle angle 1. So there are a couple different ways to label this angle, and I want to point those out first. So we'll start out with, I'll do it this way. You can say the measure of angle Z. I'll put a little thing there so we know. The measure of angle Y, Z, X. Remember, Z is in the center because Z is the vertex. Or the measure of angle 1 because we have that 1 there. It is just giving us one more way of identifying this angle. And that's all. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that the value of this angle is worth 1. It just means that's another way to see it. So if we had something with a whole bunch of different cuts on it, like our transversal lines, their parallels, then we could easily see the numbers, like how I numbered them in the examples on our homeworks. Okay, so the 3 different ways to label this. This right here, this is our vertex, where 2 rays start. So again, we start at my marker and we go out. Vertex, start, rays, point, or where 2 segments come together. Vertex, point. Alright. Now I'm silly like this because eventually something is going to stick in your mind. And it's natural, so I can't help it. I don't know. I don't get it. Alright, now we're going to label the rays. Rays. ZY. We start above the vertex. When we're labeling the rays, we start above the vertex and we go out. So our other ray is ZX. Okay, so again, the dot where the actual vertex is above the vertex. So Z is our vertex, so it's above Z, and it goes towards the outskirts of the ray. So out. So we need that arrow there, so I know that you know what you're talking about. If I put an arrow at both ends, it would be a line. Well, these both stop here, so they can't be a line. If you put 2 dots, or if you just wrote the line, the segment, which we'll do next, then I don't know that it's a ray. That means it just stops. This is an angle, and it has 2 rays that have a single starting point, and they both just continue on forever. Okay. So now there are segments of this because we have these additional points. The segments are XZ and ZY. Now these, it doesn't matter which way you write the letters. That's why I wrote them different ways here. Segment. Segment. And that's it. That's it. Okay. Anything else? Also, looking at this, I can guesstimate whether or not it's a certain type of angle, because I can see this. I can put in my imaginary 90-degree line, and there's my 90-degree angle. I see that it is less than 90 degrees just because it's going backwards. Doesn't mean that it's any different than normal. If I flip this around and I still put in my imaginary line, it would still be less than 90 degrees. Because we're going to say that this is our starting point, and it goes backwards. So this is an acute angle. so it is less than 90 degrees. I know you don't like the less than sign, but it is. X less than 90. X. Okay. Alright, so that's all of 5. Now 8, or I'm sorry, 6, from 5 to 8. 6 is a line segment labeled A, B, C, and D. The first part was just to label it. I could pick any of these 2 points that I gave you, any 2 points. I'm going to pick A and D just because I like those. And I said to label the line. So line specifically means the entire thing. And again, a line is made up of continuous points. So really, I could put, a dozen different points on here and I would just have to pick 2. But I need to make sure that I put my arrows at the end of either side of this line so that I know it's going on forever. This isn't a segment. This is an entire line. A segment, if I wanted to write a segment of this, so if I wanted to write AD as a segment, so this is a line segment. It's very important that you know the difference between these two. Next, I tell you that AB is equal to BC. So segment AB is equal to segment BC. And I tell you that AB is equal to 7x minus 4. And BC is equal to 5x plus 2. And I want you to find AC. So I set these up equal to each other because I know they're equal, because I've told you that. So I have 7x minus 4 is equal to 5x plus 2. Subtract my 5x. Add my 4 to get rid of that. So I add it to both sides. So now I have 2x is equal to 6. X is equal to 3. I plug that back in. I have, can you see this? Yeah, okay. I have, I'll just erase. So now I know my x is equal to 3. So I'm going to plug back in. So 7 times 3 minus 4 is equal to 17. And then 5 times 3 plus 2 is equal to 17. Now this is AB. And this is BC, so this is worth 17, and this is worth 17, but I want the total. I want the whole thing, so I need to add them together. So I have 17 plus 17 is 34, and that's my answer. AC is equal to the value of 34. Okay, so the last one for this, number 7, was a segment PQR. I tell you that PQ is equal to 3 and PR, so segment PQ is equal to 3, segment PR is equal to 10, and I want you to find QR. So I tell you that the whole thing is 10 and this segment is 3. All I'm going to do is subtract 3 from 10 because I've given you the whole segment and there's no variables, so I just subtract that little segment of the entire segment. So QR is 7. Okay? Alright, so that's the end of assignment 1. Right? Yeah, 1. And we're done. Okay, bye.